literacy and broadband uses and adoption through training and accessing and resourcing. Like I said, our goals are to introduce, is intensive outreach and hands-on training. So like I said, we have to partner with our community and do some hands-on training. There's the education part, the influence, and who we're trying, what's our target for the statewide. Those are the two statistics that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, we work with California Connects, and they're in collaboration with the California Community College's Chancellor's Office and the MESA, which is, they're working through the community colleges. That's a different program. We are, of course, we're working with the Great Valley Center, which we introduced Jaime. Jaime is one of the assistants to the program, and he is basically, they help manage the for us to target the 18 counties. Go ahead and switch to the next slide. The 18 counties, like I said, those are the 18 counties of the list, all the way from Amador County to Yuba County. Of course, me and Sonia are from Madera and Merced County, which is a map. And that's our focus, the Central Valley. Community trainers, like I said, we're responsible for the outreach part of this program, making it successful by trying to outreach the community and partner with the community to be able to train those 18 Central Valley counties. Our emphasis is on reaching out to low-income Spanish-speaking the population who doesn't really have access to the broadband technology. And like I had mentioned, it's basically we're trying to get them to open up the communication with their community and their family members online, because as you know, you can connect from someone from here all the way to Mexico, across the world. And so that is a very big, interesting thing that we've seen actually. And Sonia's going to share a little bit more about the whole training. She's had a little bit more experience. I'm a little new to the organization, but she's been a big help in being able to share those type of information with me. So she'll be sharing the next slide.
So I had a lot of people ask me, what do we need for the classes to start? And I was telling some of the individuals on this side, we need a computer lab. We need that computer lab that opens the door to the community, that welcomes them in so we can teach the classes. The classes usually run, we do it 2 days a week for the most part, and we do 2 hours. That's what I find in my county that's easier, 2 hours a day. And we provide classes in Spanish where we teach them how to open an email step by step. A lot of parents say, oh, yo tengo correo electrónico, I have an email, and we're like, okay, open it. Well, my 7-year-old son opened it for me. We're like, no, here we're gonna create an email so you know step by step. It's explaining to them what is a username. Even the fact of explaining that is the hard part. Explain to them how to create a password. What's a password? How to remember that, how to make that for the computer to understand that's going to be your password. You don't give this password out to anyone. So we have to kind of make that connection between a password and, like I like to do with your PIN of your ATM. You don't give that PIN number to anyone. That PIN number is yours. It identifies who you are with that card. I try to explain that, make that connection with them. I try to make a connection with things that they understand, and it's going to be easy for them to know. We have partnership with schools. I have a partnership here with the MCOE in Merced, where we're providing classes here in the new computer lab. This week I started classes. I had no one show up for the classes, and this is where you guys come in handy. You guys have that connection. You guys have that partnership with the schools. I've been trying to go school by school, meeting the principals, and it's been hard just because they just went back to school. We have a partnership in Livingston. I have the superintendent call me, Sonia, we need you to come back and teach the classes. We'll do anything. We print out flyers. We printed over 2,300 flyers already to give out to the parents, and we're invited to back to school. Delhi is very interested in making that partnership. We have in Newman, I know Newman is Stanislaus, but we also have that in Castile. So we have these training hours from 12 to 16 hours, depending on where the partnership decides. It would make these training hours where we teach the classes, and we have people that come back. They want to keep on coming back. And we do the outreach. We raise the public awareness. They ask me, hey, can you come to our meetings and we invite you? That is the public awareness. We go, we make a presentation. We send a sign-in sheet and say, okay, those who are interested, give me your name and your phone number, and I'll contact you, and I'll tell you when the classes begin. So we do all that. We only need that connection to the parents, which is you guys. You guys know who the parents are. You guys know when the meetings are. You know who those parents who are going to be interested. And also, like, for example, if you have community fairs, if you have school events, carnivals, I know schools have carnivals during this time, that they invite you over. We're willing to go and show the parents who we are and what we do. And the presentations are in Spanish for the most part. And then also immediate impact, you know, we give the parents a certificate, they get all excited, mira, me voy a graduar de la clase de computación, you know, we have that immediate impact. People email you, you know, and in Livingston I had parents emailing the school teachers, you know, how's my son behaving now? You know, I know he was having problems. So they have that connection with the schools. They have that connection of knowing, wait a minute, my son said he was going to school. I had a parent in the high school this day, but they were off because the teachers had an administrative day off. Where were they? You know, so they're learning how to look for things that before they had no idea how to research. And most important, they're becoming more involved in their kids' education that I see when I work with the schools. Because, for example, Livingston, they check their kids' grade, their attendance. They check if they were late for classes and all this information. The best part is when you get that feedback from the community. Getting that feedback is the best part. When they come up to you and they tell you, muchas gracias por todo el trabajo, you know, thank you for taking that time. I communicate with my family in Mexico who I haven't seen 10, 12 years, you know. It's an amazing feeling knowing that you're doing something good for a community and knowing that I always tell them, the only thing I need from you, because they'll call you, what I need to take? And I'm like, the only thing you need to bring is a notebook, a pen or pencil, and just have all the patience you can, and I'll promise I'll teach you something. You know, and when they come like that, they'll learn. And you have those students that don't want to leave. They'll come to every class, no matter if it's the same topic over and over, just because they want to keep on playing with the computer. They want to keep on learning because they still can't afford a computer. They're saving up. And then you have those parents who buy their computer, who communicate, who will email you and tell you all these things. And then we also have our Facebook page of California Connects. You know, they go into our page. If you guys have a Facebook, if depending on your county, if you go to the Merced County one, you'll see it, and there's parents commenting there like, muchas gracias por todo, you know, and they're on Facebook now. Now they're following what their kids are doing on Facebook. You know, they're becoming their kids' friends. You know, they had no idea what Facebook was about. We teach them what that is. They have no idea what, I mean, I don't know here who uses Skype.
No, I use Facebook.
Skype, right? So to communicate via, you know, Face. I had a mother who hadn't seen her mother in 16 years, and she finally put a face to finally put a face to that conversation she was having to her mother, and her coming to class with her eyes watery is just, you get the chills just thinking about it, you know. So it's a really good opportunity, and I always say we need people like you, people who are part of the school district, people who are working with the parents, people who have that connection to introduce us to the right people to build these partnerships. People who are going to help us, such as in Migrant, we have someone in Planada, we have people in Los Baños who are willing to work with us, you know, people in Winton say, hey, I'll help you out, I know somebody there already. So we need that connection, that's what we're asking from you guys. You guys have questions for us, anything?
I'm sorry, you said you were hiring somebody for Dos Palace? So
we are hiring somebody on that side. I just found out yesterday I am going to have a second Merced trainer, which is nice because there's so much to cover from this side of 99. Now I have somebody to cover that side as well, so I'm excited. You know, if anybody, please, my information is there. They can contact me if they have any questions about the job.
What about Migrant?
I am going to be covering as soon as we get a partnership in that area, and we get somebody in the Planada Migrant area, we can maybe bring both communities together, and that way they can.
I know Migrant would be very interested because all the kids got their little iPods, and 12th graders got a mini laptop.
Wow.
So yeah, and the parents, because they tell me, hey, los llenan an iPod, you know, and we don't know how to use it because I asked them, do you use it? No, but this is going to be perfect.
Even in Lavina, they have students going like that too.
So when did all this get started? I've never heard of it.
A lot of people have never heard of it. I started working with the program in January, so I've been in and around the community since January. So I've been trying to find partnerships, but like I said, you know, sometimes we get shut down by school. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have the time right now. You know, you're calling, you're showing, you're sending flyers, you know, and there's just so much we can do, and this is what you say. I know the superintendent, I know the principal, I can help you out, and this is where we need that connection between you guys saying, hey, you know, this is a good program, and I'll make the presentation, I do everything, and then we build that partnership. You know, you guys are kind of the middle person who just introduces us to the right person. And you had a question?
Yeah, are your classes during the day or in the evening?
Okay, good question. A lot of people ask that, you know, are they during the day, during the evening? Because we have to work for the community, we have classes whenever they ask. Here in Merced, we're having between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You know, in Newman, we're moving from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. In Livingston, we're having the morning classes just because we've seen that a lot more parents show up in the morning because it was the late shift at the foster farms and all those areas. So we try to work with the community to see when they can. When they can.
And any day they choose during the
Any day they choose, yes.
And as,
Go ahead.
and as far as presentations, that you want, you can do it morning and
Afternoon, yes. We have morning or afternoon. Of course, when it's with parents, we don't do a slideshow, it's more of an open freehand just because it's harder for them to keep in
like you see, like when they do the ELAC meetings and stuff for the parents.
Like, I know, for example, they have like the casitas de café in the mornings at certain schools, you know. I know in Delhi they used to have them when I was in school there, and they used to have them, and it's a good way to present, you know, that you guys know, hey, there's a presentation, maybe you should, this is a person to contact them, and we would go in the morning, afternoon, because the morning we have the moms who stay at home, you know, that want to take the classes.
And you mentioned this program is for 3 years, but then he mentioned that it's only 11 months left.
Left,
So
yes.